everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Animation Pilgrimage, where we watch every single animated film in chronological order. I'm Tennille.
And I'm Sean.
And this week on Animation Pilgrimage, we have another USSR film, The Snow Maiden from 1952.
Indeed. And this is an interesting one.
They've all been interesting.
Oh, yeah. This is true.
But this kind of is a little more interesting.
Mm-hmm. This is a musical.
Yeah.
Like a full-on musical, as in they took the music from the stage play directly.
Right. Like, it's an opera.
Mm-hmm.
Actually. And, yeah, so the movie's an opera, and this has probably been one of the longer... Yeah, this
is the longest film that was not from Disney, I'm pretty sure, or America in general.
Yeah, because this one's 70 minutes long, which all these other Russian films we've been watching have mostly been between like 30 and 40.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been short stuffs.
Right around the 40-minute mark. And this one's 70 minutes. But, surprisingly then, the production quality is still up to snuff. This is still a very pretty film.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so in line with everything else that we've seen from Russia so far.
Lots of rotoscope.
Yep, lots of
As
rotoscope.
Entirely rotoscoped.
Yeah. But yet again, very nice backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Nice animation. But
For the most part.
it's slow and you wish that things would speed up a bit.
Yeah.
The emotion is a bit stilted, or the acting's a bit stilted because rotoscope and it's all very subtle stuff. But still enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay.
The backgrounds are very, very pretty, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to...
This also has, like, an actual 5-act structure.
Yeah, and at least on our subtitles, it told us when it went into the next act.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know that it necessarily... Did it say anything, like, in Russian that would...
No, I think they just alright, this is the next act because we know it's the next act, so we'll let people know that it's the next act.
Yeah, I'm curious if the person who did the subtitles for this is, like, a big fan of the opera, so they...
Yeah, I don't know.
They actually said when each act was.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a 5-act structure. So, you want to go into this?
I'm going to do my best to try to remember what all happens in this.
Please. Please, do your best.
Alright, so, first off, we start by meeting the...
Parents of...
Snegorotchka is the name of the Snow Maiden herself.
Snegorotchka.
Snegorotchka. I hope I'm saying that correct. It's been a couple days since we watched the film.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not used to saying Russian things.
Yeah.
But we meet her parents, who is... Her mom is the goddess of spring.
Mm-hmm.
And her father is the god of, winter. And I think his rough translated name is literally Frost.
Yeah, like King Frost or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, their daughter is the Snow Maiden, so she is incredibly beautiful, but she's never been touched by the sun because she'd melt or something.
But she also has no feelings, no heart.
She can't feel love.
Yeah, because she hasn't been touched by the sun.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or something. It is
It's kind of unclear.
But I think that's probably a translation thing. But
yeah.
That's as far as we could tell what that means.
Yet again, I'm sure if you're familiar with the opera or if you're... I don't know, maybe this kind of symbolism is more common in Russia, so
The sun is love.
Right, exactly. So there's just some cultural
difference
lost in translation things.
So she's like, hey, I want to go live with the humans, yo. And her dad...
I'm tired of being stuck in the house all day and always feeling winter and...
I've heard there's this really hot guy that can sing really well, and his name is Lel. L-E-L. I think it's a shortening of some longer name, but they just refer to him as Lel most of the time. And eventually her dad's like, fine. And her mom's like, go have fun. And so she does. And
Daddy-O's not having it, though, at the beginning.
He's like, nope.
You will die if we let you go be with the humans.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, whatever, I'll risk it.
Yeah. It's like, but I might feel love.
So she wanders into town and gets adopted by this random drunk guy and his wife or something.
They're the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
IMO.
Yeah, they're not even in the movie that long.
No. But I like them.
Either way.
They've got some great animation and some good lines.
Mm-hmm. Some time passes and now we're into spring, I'm assuming?
Like the beginning of spring.
The beginning of spring, so there's no snow anymore. And Lel is such a freaking playboy.
With a beautiful soprano voice, by the way.
He sings real high, yo. Like, I can't even sing anywhere near that. It's like, he starts singing and we're like, wait.
Who's singing? Because it's off screen and you're like, is Snegorotchka singing?
But then no, we cut back and Lel's lips are moving and you're like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay, yeah, he's got quite the pipes.
Yeah.
So Snegorotchka is like, he's cool and all, but I can't love him.
Because I can't love.
And so Lel's like, oh, why do I need you? And literally like takes her flower gift and throws it on the ground.
Yeah, they have this weird interaction where Lel comes up and he's like, pick that flower for me. And she's like, pick it yourself. And he's like, but you see, I want it from you because then it can be a gift that I will treasure forever. And she's like, oh. Well, okay. So she picks it and gives it to him. And then some other girls walk by.
And he's like, oh, I don't have this flower, and throws it on the ground. And like, he second guesses himself, looks back at her, and then he's just like, whatever. Yeah. And moves on. And Snegorotchka just like, yeah, go on, have fun. La 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 la.
But at the same time is also like pining for him.
Yeah. It's really weird. Snegorotchka is a weird character because everyone's like, she's so beautiful, and she's just like whimsically there.
Yeah.
But kind of detached from everything.
She's like the born yesterday trope.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like, oh, everything's so new and magical, and I'm so naive. Mm-hmm. What's going on?
I'm so pure and innocent. La.
Yeah, and
there's a big problem with this, though. She's so pure, so innocent, and so beautiful that all the young men in town refuse to marry any of their girlfriends and have just outright ditched them.
Specifically one guy in particular. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but he's just like, yeah, hello, my girlfriend, wife-to-be. Oh, look, that's a pretty girl over there.
That's Snegorotchka.
That's Snegorotchka. What do I need you for? Get out. I love her now. Because she's gorgeous. And obviously the girl is upset and wants to kill herself. And Lel's like, don't do that. Let's go talk to the... king? Man in charge of town?
The elder in charge of our group.
So then we get a scene with the elder. We should just call him the elder, maybe?
The elder sounds good.
And he's like, alright, we love our sun god. He's the greatest guy ever and stuff. And we're establishing that this is the thing.
Mm-hmm. The young folks have turned away from the sun god's light because Snegorotchka is so beautiful that they aren't marrying each other.
Uh-huh. Or something like that.
Something like that.
And either way, he brings in the guy that ditched his future wife, and he's like, are you going to, like, stop this and get back with her? And he's like, no. I love Snegorotchka. That's it. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, fine, I guess I'll banish you. Because it's like, death penalty's not something we do around here, so you're banished. And... it's like, wow, that's really harsh.
Yeah. Well, and he, like, just came into town, too.
Or he just came back from a trip or something. I think he came back from a trip.
Uh-huh.
And, like, his friends were, like, throwing food at the girls like they were animals or something.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah. Really weird sums this movie up really well. Anyway.
Either way, the dude's like, you don't understand. Snegorishka is gorgeous. And the elder's like, I don't know. So they summon Snegorishka to them. And she, like, wanders in all whimsy-like, and the elder's just like,
oh, wow, what's that over there?
And the elder's just like, I see.
I see.
All right. Well, instead of this, we need to take care of her. She needs to get married immediately so that this whole situation stops. So there's going to be a competition of any guy that can make her fall in love with them. We'll get her, and then we'll move on with all this bullcrap.
Yeah.
And so the guy that's getting banished is like, wait. Can I not get banished and help with this?
Yeah, I was like, can I be in the competition? Because, I...
I love her. That is my character arc.
Yeah.
There's not an arc, but that's my character.
Uh-huh.
So then there's a dance scene festival, and everyone's partying and having fun, and eventually Snegorishka doesn't get with anyone.
Well, she says she's in love with Lel.
But she doesn't understand what love really is.
Right, so she just wants Lel.
She wants Lel because she knows Lel is the best. And Lel, at this point, has, through this dance party, has gotten with the girl that was just dumped by the guy that is now in love with Snegorishka.
It's a very Midsummer Night's Dream kind of like love
there's,
square.
There's kind of the two couples, and then they switch partners, essentially. But at the end of the dance party, it's the middle of the night, and the guy pining after Snegorishka is like, love me, and she's like, no, and she runs off into the woods.
If I can't have Lel, I won't have anyone.
And just runs off into the woods. And then the guy chases her, and the, forest goblins, or whatever they are.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the movie, King Frost
is like, protect my daughter, you forest goblin creatures, whatever your names are.
Yeah.
Protect her and stop people from getting to her and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And so they sort of stop this guy
by literally just giving him phantasmal dreams where he sees her all over the place. And so he's just chasing through the woods all night after her. Again, another very Midsummer Night's Dream thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So eventually, dawn is getting close to breaking, and Snegorishka is like, I want to talk to my mom, and mom's just like, I'm here.
Yeah, she fairy godmothers in.
And she's like, I want to feel love, and the mom's like, you'll die. And she's like, I don't care, it's worth it to love for just a moment to die, even if I die immediately afterwards. I want to feel love. She's like, okay, well, here, wear this, and
And don't tell your father, is something she says.
Yeah, don't tell your father.
And it's like, well, Mom, I don't think that's going to be a problem. She's literally going to die.
Whoa.
It's all right, it's all right.
So, she's like...
It's not all right.
It's like, the next person you see, you'll fall in love with, or something to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
And so, lo and behold, the guy that's pining after Snegorishka finds her, and she's like, I love you, and he's like, cool.
Let's get married.
Let's get married. And she's like, yeah, but also let's stay out of the sun. So, because, the sun will kill her, now that she could possibly know love. It's confusing because it's like, wait, haven't you been in the sun up to this point? Or have you literally just been in the shade the whole time? It's weird and confusing.
Understand, really.
Either way, they go back to everyone else, and they're like, hey, we're gonna get married, and they start, putting, the veil on her and, start the wedding ceremony, and lo and behold, the sun comes across because, time passes, and boom, she gets hit by the sun.
And dies a very slow death.
Yeah, she actually sits there and sings an entire song about how beautiful love is.
As she's dying.
And now I'm dying. I'm dying. This is a cry for help. I'm dying. And everyone's just sitting there like with their couples and like, oh, this is a beautiful song.
This is so wonderful.
This is so nice. And then she fades away into nothingness. And the guy that loves Snegorchka is like, no, she's dead. Well, I'll kill myself, and runs off a cliff.
Yeah, into the river.
Yep.
Drowns himself.
Huh. And
then...
And then the whole town comes together and like, yay!
She's dead!
She's dead! Everyone praise the sun god! And they sing a happy song about the sun god and the fact that this girl is no longer alive as an evil temptress of winter.
And no one even mentions the other guy.
They're like, he was already lost. Is essentially what they're thinking, I guess.
Right.
And that's the movie.
Yeah, and then it just ends.
You know, the main character, everyone's happy when she dies.
Yep.
Because winter is bad. Because this is based on like old pagan myths and stuff. And I guess back in those times, yeah, the sun's really important because you need it to live. So obviously an evil character such as the epitome of snow person that is bewitching everyone into not getting married, which is another very important thing way back in the day. It makes sense why when she dies it's a good thing. But also, why is the story framed in this way?
I mean, it's based on an opera. I don't know.
It's so weird, and I did not see that final number coming, where everyone's happy that she's dead.
Yeah, there's not even a beat where people are like, oh, she's dead. Well then, yay! No, it's just like, they're happy when she's singing about her, when she's dying, and but they're also happy before when they say that she's gonna be married. They're happy when she's singing about dying, and then they're still just happy as ever they could ever be after the whole thing's said and done. You're just like,
what?
Oh,
huh? Why?
Okay. All right then. But I mean, as you can see from the video clips that we're showing you, this film is beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Like, beautiful backgrounds. The character animation is serviceable.
Yeah.
Again, very slow because it's the rotoscope. Honestly, I think the best part of this whole movie is, like, the songs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially when, like, the one specific song, I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
But it's the song where they're calling everyone to, like, the town council.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, these guys belting out, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah, no, the music in this was really great.
I mean, obviously it wasn't made for this movie specifically, but they implemented it very well into this film.
Yeah, I mean, and that's us saying it after, you know, we haven't seen the opera or anything, so who knows, maybe this is horrible compared to the original opera. Well, I wouldn't know.
We don't know, and we're probably not gonna go look it up either.
Well, I mean, who even knows if there's any sort of way to see the original opera?
Yeah, it's very true. There's a lot of circle dancing in this movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a traditional Russian dance.
Yeah.
But it's very,
the movie
very beautiful.
Yeah. And an interesting thing about the movie is because it's based on an opera, the whole movie is actually framed as though the characters are pretty much standing on a stage.
Yeah.
Very much so, everyone is, like, for the most part, on a singular plane. There's not a whole lot of, like, three-dimensional rooms that, like, people are walking around in or anything like that. It's more so, I'm standing stage left and you're standing stage right, and that's about where we're going to stay the whole time. Well,
and because of that, I feel like this movie doesn't have as many of the same staging issues that the last 2 Russian films we watched had, where there were actors who they rotoscoped who weren't quite sure what they should be doing, and then the animators, drew on top of that.
But no, it seems
these actors feel like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, it makes me think that they literally just had video of the play and were going directly off of it for most of it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if that's the case.
I just don't know. There were, whenever they set up a new scene, there are, moments where they're obviously not just doing, stage play stuff. Like, when the Snow King enters, we get some more beautiful horse animation.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because he rides in a winter storm with ice horses and on a sled and stuff, and he's got a cool entrance song as well. And yet, I guess he's the villain? Because he's winter?
I guess. Mom's kind of a villain, too. I mean, she enables her own daughter to commit suicide. But Snegorotchka's kind of the villain, too?
Because she's an evil woman seductress?
Because she wants to feel love.
Yeah. I have questions about the morals we're supposed to get out of this.
Or, if we take a more modern take of this, I'm sure, 2018 remake of the Snow Maiden, the town is the bad guys.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Easily,
it's definitely, a sad story.
Winter just wanted to feel love one time.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
I was not gonna bring that up.
I mean, obviously this is not the same story as Frozen by any means, but it's the closest comparison that we have to a modern story.
Even
right now.
Fairy tale that Frozen is based off of is nothing like Frozen.
It's true. Yeah. The Snow Queen?
Yeah.
The Snow Queen, yeah. Is nothing like Frozen, which is based off of.
We do get to see a Russian adaptation of the Snow Queen here.
In a few films, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say that's a 54 film or 55.
I actually think it's 57, so it'll be quite a bit later into the 50s. Yeah.
Well, either way, we'll get to that eventually. So, hey, we'll get to see a different adaptation of what Frozen is based off of.
Yep.
But that's neither here nor there. Anything else to say about this?
This was a weird movie. On one hand, beautiful, the visuals would rank way up there with all the rest of these Russian films. Oh,
they just continue to get better and better at their craft.
Yeah.
I'm just awesome. I am pleasantly surprised at how robust the Russian animation scene is right now. Because
and we're gonna get a whole bunch more.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more.
Before this decade's over.
Oh yeah, it's just so interesting because right now, America at this time is not doing a whole lot. It's pretty much just Disney, and even they are they're not in the war, so they're not making 1 or 2 films a year. They're slowing it back down, so we're only going to get a Disney film every 2 or 3 years from now.
Well, yeah, and I mean even the reason only Disney is doing it is because it's a tradition for them at this point. It's not even necessarily because as a company, that's the direction that Disney wanted to keep going.
No.
Because they're moving more so into TV and,
live action.
Yeah, and give it a few more years and they're going to be working mostly on Disneyland.
And then they're going to move on to other things
Yeah, so the animation department's just kind of there as a formality that makes movies every few years.
We're Disney, so this is what we do. We make animated films. And even Walt Disney himself is not really involved a whole lot anymore.
Yeah. I mean, not to switch this all around and talk about Disney, but yeah, I mean, that's the reason we have any animated films in the U.S. up, now in the 50s. But...
Well, hey, you know what? I know you're, getting into a spiel now.
Well, no, I was going to wrap this back into Russia, just saying that that's what makes this so cool to see that even if, America isn't doing anything in animation, that doesn't mean other people aren't, and they're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Although the stories are maybe a little
the stories are fine, but the morals are bad for nowadays.
That's giving them a bit too much credit.
Okay.
I mean, if they're just strict adaptations of these things, then I guess whatever, sure,
and it's
fine.
another part of it is it might also be just some translation stuff that,
yeah,
if we knew like Russian, maybe these stories would make more sense with like some wordplay or some connotations that we just don't know about.
Most definitely. And of course, a lot of the problem is just like these haven't aged well to our modern sensibilities.
Of course.
And, you know, there's not much they can do about that. So, I don't know. This is a weird one. We watched this one with our patrons, and we had a lot of fun because everyone was just like, what is happening? So, this would be a great film to watch if you've got a group of friends. And this is one that is out on public domain, so you can just Google it, and you will get like a YouTube video that has subtitles. So, it's a fun watch. The music is great. The visuals are great. But yeah, weird story, so...
It's a little difficult to follow.
Yeah, if you've got some animation friends with you, just, you know, put this one on.
Have a good time.
Yeah, it's only 70 minutes, so... Give it a watch.
All right, and next up, we were just talking about it, but we're actually going back to America with Disney, and we're watching Peter Pan.
Yep.
So join us back here next time for that.